Hello and welcome back to the Vocalyst. For those of you new here, my name is Bethany, and today we're going to do something a little different. As you know, I recently discovered Nightwish, and my curiosity was piqued in regards to Floor's classical training. Thankfully, in the comments, many of you recommended listening to her sing both Phantom of the Opera and an aria from Johnny Skiki. Now, while both of these pieces are classical in nature, yes, I realize one is technically from a musical, I'm sort of the opinion that stylistically they require different techniques. So I'm just very curious to see how the wonderful Floor approaches both of these pieces and what her voice sounds like in each one. So we're watching them both today. Yes, this will be a two-parter, but I'll post them like 10 minutes apart so you don't have to wait. First up, Phantom of the Opera. One more thing before I push play. Yes, this is a duet, and in this performance, Floor is singing with a gentleman by the name of Henk Poort. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. Okay, first up, I'm already loving this. This particular piece, especially when you're singing the role of Christine, you can't have too much weight in the voice. Not just because of like typecasting and she's supposed to be a young woman, but physically, if you have a ton of weight and you have that really sort of powerhouse head voice sound that you expect from opera singers, it's much harder to transition into your mix and into your chest voice, which is required in a lot of parts of this show.
Sing once again with me a strange duet. My power over you grows stronger yet. And though you turn from me in glass behind, the phantom of the opera is there inside your mind.
I've never heard this gentleman before. I did research a little bit and saw just sort of his resume. He's done a lot of like Phantom, Jean Valjean, like he's got, you can tell he is a seasoned pro. This looks effortless. It seems to fit him like a glove. He's got that beautiful, I don't know if this is used in the musical theater community, but definitely when I was training in opera, we had this sort of term called barytenor because it's got the brightness and the formant that you expect in a tenor's voice, but with the range of a baritone. So that was just sort of our own classification for certain male voices. And that's kind of how I hear his voice. It's got a lot of richness, a lot of depth, but it still has that point and that resonance that you hear in tenors. So far, I'm in love. We're gonna keep going. I like that airiness.
I am the march you wear. Your spirit and your voice in one combine. The phantom of the opera is there inside your mind.
Look at her. I love just her acting. We're gonna go back because she does something that's really cool, and I can actually see it in this because it's so like up close, but she's doing just the slightest rounding of her lips, which helps to lengthen the vocal tract. And you'll see that in comparison to areas when she's doing a little bit more of a mix, you see her lips sort of relax and spread a little bit. Let me...
Your spirit and your voice in one combine.
see that slight rounding, but then here, there, she doesn't feel the need to round right there because she's in that more relaxed, chesty mix area.
Inside your mind. In all your fantasies, you always know that man and mystery were both in you. And in this labyrinth, where light is the light, the phantom of the opera is there inside your mind. Sing.
I was not expecting that grittiness from him. That was very cool. Also, look at her tongue. You guys know I say this every time.
Inside your mind.
It's so flat. It's so perfect.
Be my angel of music. Sing for me. Sing my angel of music. Sing for
Here we go. Oh, how fun. You know what I really love about sort of her take on this particular piece is just, how do I say this? Sometimes you hear that sort of like bright soprano ring in these notes, but she's got kind of like this warmer, more mellow head voice, which fits so well when you've got this like sort of rock beat under you. So we're gonna switch now to the Johnny Skiki. So un momento, let me switch all the things and I'll be back.